So my favorite comfort food, I don't really cook a lot. So everything that I make has to be really simple, sort of like a everything noodle bowl, or mostly that's all I can make. But where my dad is from in China, they make something called 臊子面. And it's basically just everything that you can find in your kitchen thrown into a noodle soup. So like potatoes, carrots, any vegetable you have, any meat that you have goes in there. So I would say that is my comfort food. So my favorite hobbies and activities, I am a new parent of a 1-year-old, my beloved baby, but I'm perpetually tired all the time from just childcare. So whenever I have a free moment to myself, I would say my favorite hobbies are laying around and doing absolutely nothing, zoning out on my couch and scrolling through TikTok. I would say laying in my backyard and falling asleep, with a book that I just started reading but couldn't finish because now I'm asleep. And yeah, those are, I would say, my favorite hobbies right now. Okay, so my 3 favorite movies of all time. I feel like film buffs are gonna judge me, so I'm ready to be judged, bring it on. But my first favorite movie is The Da Vinci Code. It's so good. I watched it like 8 times and it's just as good every single time. Angels and Demons is also really good. But it's amazing. I will not be taking any comments. It's undebatable. My next favorite movie is Pride and Prejudice, the Keira Knightley one. I think it was just really formidable to me. Like, I watched it when I was like, I think in my early 20s, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I was studying abroad in London. It was like a whole thing. So I think there's emotional memory tied to it. And then my third favorite movie is Devil Wears Prada because it's just the best film of all time. I would say the greatest inspiration to my career is a fellow Capricorn, Dolly Parton. I love her. It's not exactly a one-to-one for my specific career, but I just love her. And I love that she still like maintains this like lightness and humor about everything. She doesn't take herself too seriously, even though she's like the greatest person on earth. She gives back to her community a lot. I just like, in my heart, love her so much. And she's my muse. So for my favorite holiday, there's 2 tied for first place. The first is Lunar New Year, of course. A lot of times I think as like diasporic Asian people, a lot of times we have to sort of makeshift our own Lunar New Year together. So a lot of times it's me and my friends just doing a big hot pot party at one of our houses. When I lived in New York, we would often host at our place. We'd have like 2 big hot pots going and like an entire just like table full of food. It was just really nice. And then tied for first place though is Halloween. I love Halloween, especially now that I have a baby. I'm obsessed with dressing up my baby like me. So this last Halloween, we were both chickens. My baby was a baby chick and I was like one of those big blow up chickens, like in that big suit. You can't even see my face. And that was great. The greatest piece of advice I've ever gotten, I don't know ever, but that I've gotten recently, is I was talking to my mom and I was telling her about how, you know, there is a lot of McCarthyism in Hollywood right now around people who speak about Palestine, as I do. And I was like, you know, there might be a chance that I'll be blacklisted and I'll never work in this industry again. And my mom said, if that's the case, I'm proud of you. And I am proud of you for standing up for what's right. And also, if you can't work in Hollywood anymore, you can always be a teacher. And I always remember that because there is a life beyond this and there's nothing worth selling your soul for. If I wasn't an actor, I think I would most likely be a midwife. I am a full spectrum doula, which includes abortion, birth, and postpartum. So yeah, I think there's a different lifetime in which I continued being a doula. I maybe went to school to be a nurse, or a midwife. And who knows, maybe that life is still possible for me in this lifetime. But yeah, and that's an alternative path that I very likely could have gone down. If I could have dinner with anybody in the world, entire world, past or present, I would probably have to choose Chappell Roan because she's my favorite artist of the moment. And she definitely has the album of the year. And I listen to it every day and I love her. So maybe this can happen one day. Okay, songs on repeat. This is definitely the summer of Chappell Roan, Charlie XCX, and Sabrina Carpenter, and I'm very proud of all three of my girls. So I'd say it's just the three of them. It's Brat, it's Rise and Fall of the Midwest Princess, and it's all of Sabrina Carpenter's many singles that she releases on repeat.